What's up, Flipsiders? So it is Tuesday, January 19th, and I don't know if you can tell by all the green, I'm not home yet. I talked about in my last video how I was gonna hop on a flight and go home. Well, turns out the only flight I could get home was like $800, or I could stay till Wednesday. So I ended up staying, but what was nice, I really didn't want to stay, because I was going to be just at the hotel with Catherine and Christine, or the condo rather, for 2 days, and one of those days we were supposed to go to Magic Kingdom, and I really wanted, like, out of all the parks that I wanted to go to at Disney World, Magic Kingdom was the one that I wanted to go to the most. But I just couldn't get myself to do it after oh, that's cool. That is a skull, my friends. I just can't. Like, it wouldn't be fun, it wouldn't have been exciting, it would have been miserable going there with Catherine right now. And so I was just gonna come home, but I couldn't because of the flights. But it worked out that I was able to actually come to this pastor's conference with Gary, in Stephanie's place. Because Stephanie she wanted to be back to go to Magic Kingdom on Tuesday, and so they were kind of like back and forth between, well, if Gary wanted to stay for the conference, but Stephanie only wanted to stay kind of for half of it anyway, and so it worked out to where I could come with Gary here, and Stephanie could stay home, and then that way I could kind of be removed from the situation, and there's no real awkwardness going on anybody's side. So, it's been hard the past couple days, but the more I've just really reflected on it and prayed about it, I really feel like I made the right choice. As much as there's literally nothing on this planet that I love more than Catherine, and I would want nothing more than to be able to spend the rest of my life with her. But not right now, or maybe ever. I don't know. I just know that God was telling me this is not right now, and it was really hard to let go of that, because I know that if I wanted to push through it and try to force this, that we could have made it work through her trip to Israel and who knows how much longer, but it would have just been forced. And I really genuinely felt that God was telling me this is not where I need you right now. And so I had to let it go, and it was hard. But because when you do things that you feel like God's calling you to do, even when it's really hard, you have a peace about it. And I have a very strange peace about it. And God promises to give his people peace that goes beyond understanding. And I don't understand why I feel at peace right now in the slightest, because I'm heartbroken, and I am really sad and disappointed, but I'm okay, because I trust God, and I really feel like that's not where God would have me to be anymore at this point in both of our lives. So I don't know what's next. I don't know if we'll cross paths again one day in a relationship way, or if we're both just going to go our separate ways and this is it. I don't know, and I'm trying not to think about it, because when it comes down to it, it doesn't really matter, because I'm just going to go where God takes me. And I have the confidence that if this is where he will have me one day, then it'll come back to it, and if not, he's got something so much better in mind. And that's not to denigrate Catherine in any way, shape, or form. She's amazing, and I think the absolute world of her, and there's zero hard feelings on my part towards her, because she's just the most incredible girl. But I just know that if God's calling me to something else, that I have to trust him, that he's got my best interests in mind and at heart, and I trust that wholeheartedly. And so I really do have a peace about this, and I'm ready to get home and to kind of reevaluate my plan, and kind of figure out what I'm doing, where I'm going, and what I'm going to spend my time doing in the meantime while I'm here, or while I'm back home. So, should be interesting. It's not the way that I expected this 2016 to go already. And I think if you go back and watch my New Year's video, I knew this was coming. Like, I knew this was coming, and it was, about me trying to push it off and trying to fix it and justify it. But, that's what I've always tried to do until, a relationship gets pulled out of my cold, dead hands. And this time I promised God at the beginning of this relationship that if I see this relationship, if I don't see us growing together, Catherine and I, towards God anymore, then things needs to be reevaluated. And I hadn't seen that. And so I think I knew that this, I kind of felt it. And I think you can go back and watch a bunch of my previous videos and just kind of see that kind of, look at that. You have any idea how painful that is every time you take your glasses off to rip out your hair? But I think you can go back and kind of see, like, this seed has kind of been planted for a while to where, I know it's time for me to move on, but I really didn't want to accept that. So I tried to justify it. And, it's not what God would have for either of us right now, And so that's the path we walk down now. And it'll be interesting to see what comes of 2016, because it took quite a hard turn 2 nights ago, and it kind of changes the whole complexion of the year to a certain extent. So it should be interesting. I made this really long comprehensive video I was going to give to her for Valentine's Day. That I went back through all my vlogs and my gaming videos, and I found every time I talked about her, told a story about her, and I put it all together to give to her, to kind of show her our story and where we've gone through my eyes, and through my own words. And it's like almost 3 years worth of videos, and it took a long time to put together. And I think I was thinking about it the other day, like, what a waste. But I think I'm still going to give it to her. I'll give it to her on a flash drive. I was going to sit down and watch it with her, but I think I'm just going to give it to her on a flash drive, because even if, not in even a romantic way anymore, but just for her to see how grateful I am for the impact that she's had in my life. And there's a lot of, I think I'm going to post the video here, because this is kind of like my online journal, so to speak. So I'll probably put it here and you guys can watch it if you want. But what's cool is, through Catherine, God has grown me so much. From before we met and I was chasing after totally the things of this world, to when we got together and I felt like I had figured it out, until my world got rocked and I realized that I had no idea what it meant to have a real relationship with Christ. And then, kind of getting to the point where I am now, where, I just really want what God wants for me. And I want to be the man that God would have me to be in every aspect of my life. And I want to reflect Him, and I want to teach others. And all of this has come about through Catherine. Like, not verbally, but just God's used her. And I think even without her knowing, and unbeknownst to her, she has been the most amazing influence, and inspiration and motivation that I've had in my life. And so I think I still want to give it to her, but we'll see. Maybe I'll go back on that, or I'll ruin the flash drive with my tears or something. I don't know. But anyway, I'm gonna go back to this conference, which has been awesome so far. I've got to just spend a couple days here just worshiping with a bunch of other pastors and leaders in the church, and just learning and soaking it all up, and spending some time with Gary and having some real good talks with him, and just, it's been really a neat experience, and I'm happy that I was here to experience it instead of going back home right away, because the whole theme of the conference is Jesus is enough, which is pretty fitting for, you know, not that I felt like my world was crumbling at all, but it's like a disappointment. And, you know, it's nice to have that reminder that everything in this world changes, and people change, and circumstances change, and everything changes, but Jesus doesn't change. And He's enough. He's enough to sustain us through whatever else changes. So, it's funny how God works things out that way. But anyway, I'm gonna go get some lunch in me because I'm starving. I haven't eaten all day. And since I've been here, I've been eating like 7 times a day. 3 of those times being strictly ice cream, brownies, or cookies, or cake. And so I'm starving. I'm gonna go get some food. And, yeah, I'll probably film again back in Carson after I post all of these. I don't think I'm gonna put them into a big compilation. I think I'm just gonna put these out all as their own things. But anyway, thanks for watching, guys. I hope you all are having a fantastic day, and I will see you guys on the flip side. Oops.